Hello, dear student. Myself Dr. Surekha Jaiswal, Head Department of Physics, Moreshwar Arts Science and Commerce College, Pokhatan. Today we will see General Electronics, course code PHY 205, paper number 11, semester 4. Today's topic are in chapter number 2, transistor biasing and amplifier, introduction, faithful amplification, transistor biasing. Now, in previous chapter, we study about bipolar junction transistor. Before the 1947 invention of the transistor, the electron tube was the basis of virtually all electronic devices. The simplest kind of electron tube is the diode, which was invented in 1904 by John A. Fleming. The diode regulates the flow of electric current. It acts as a one-way valve, turning current on and off. A more versatile type of electron tube is the triode, invented by Lee De Forest in 1906. Electronic tubes were used in several different computer designs in the late 1940 and early 1950, but the limits of these tubes were soon reached. The vacuum tube tend to leak and the metal that emitted electrons in the vacuum tube burn out. The problem with vacuum tube leads scientists to think of other way to make three-terminal device. The invention of the BJT bipolar junction transistor in the era of solid state circuit. The original transistor was a point contact transistor. The advantages of this solid state device over the tube were obvious. It was smaller and lightweight. It had no heater requirement. Less power was absorbed by the device. It was instantly available for use, requiring no warm-up period and lower operating voltage where possible. The transistor is a three-layer semiconductor device. Also, we know it may either have an N-type semiconductor sandwiched between two P-type semiconductor or a P-type semiconductor sandwiched between two N-type semiconductor. The former is called PNP transistor while the latter is called NPN transistor. In either case, the middle section is thin and has lower concentration of carriers. It is known as the base and play a role similar to the control grid in a vacuum triode. The emitter and collector correspond in a general way to the cathode and plate or anode of a vacuum tube. The arrow in the symbol defines the direction of emitter current through the device. Also, we know transistor terminals. A transistor PNP or NPN has three regions: emitter, base, and collector. Emitter, the region on one side of the transistor that supply charge carriers, electron or holes is called the emitter. The emitter is always forward biased with respect to base so that it is able to supply majority charge carriers to the base. The emitter is heavily doped so that it may be able to inject a large number of charge carriers. Also, collector current, the region on the other side of the collector collects the charge is called the collector. Collector is always reverse bias. The main function of the collector is to remove charges from its junction with the base. It is moderately doped. Now next, that is base. The middle region of the transistor is called the base. The base is lightly doped and very thin. It passes most of collector injected charge carriers to the collector. In most of the transistor, the collector region is made physically larger than the emitter region. This is due to fact that collector has the to dissipate much power. The transistor consists of two p-n junctions, that is, it is like two diodes. The junction between emitter and base may be called emitter base diode or simply emitter diode. The junction between base and collector may be called collector base diode or a collector diode. The emitter diode is always forward bias while the collector diode is always reverse bias. The term bipolar reflects the fact that holes and electrons both participate in the injection process into the oppositely polarized materials. So now see, in this chapter, basically transistor is used to amplify the weak signal. The weak signal is given to the base circuit and amplified output is obtained in the collector circuit. During the amplification process, most important requirement is that the shape of signal should remain same. The increase in strength of signal without any change in shape is known as faithful amplification. Now here we also study about transistor biasing and stabilization. The basic function of transistor is amplification. An amplifier is an electronic device which amplifies the strength of a weak signal. In order to use BJT, bipolar junction transistor, as an amplifier, it is essential that only the magnitude of the signal should increase and there should be no change in signal shape. In order to achieve this, input circuit, that is base emitter junction, remains forward bias and output circuit, that is collector base junction, always remains reverse bias. During all parts of the signal, an important factor that determine the amplification characteristic of an amplifier is the portion of the characteristic curve over which the transistor operates. This can be found by locating the DC operating point on the characteristic curve. Now, to achieve the faithful amplification, the base emitter junction, that is input junction of the transistor, remain forward bias and the collector emitter junction, output junction, remains reverse bias during all parts of the signal. This is known as transistor biasing. In this chapter, we shall discuss how the transistor biasing assists to achieve faithful amplification. Transistor biasing is the process of providing DC voltage which help in the functioning of the circuit. The proper flow of zero signal collector current and the maintenance of proper collector emitter voltage during the passage of signal is called transistor biasing. Or transistor biasing is a method to obtain fixed collector current at a fixed collector voltage. Now here faithful amplification. The process of increasing the signal, increasing the strength of a weak signal without any change in its general shape is known as faithful amplification. To achieve faithful amplification, following condition must be satisfied. First, proper zero signal collector current. Second, proper minimum base emitter voltage, that is VB, at any instant. And third condition, that is proper minimum collector emitter voltage VCE at any instant. Now first, proper zero signal collector current. Consider a NPN transistor circuit as shown in figure. During the positive half cycle of the signal, base is positive and with respect to emitter, and hence base emitter junction is forward bias as shown in this figure. Here this base emitter junction is always forward bias. As a result of this, small base current and much larger collector current to flow in the circuit. Thus the positive half cycle of the signal is amplified in the collector as shown in figure. See in figure, here only the positive half cycle of the signal, that is input signal. Here at the output we get the positive half cycle of the signal is amplified in the collector as shown. During the negative half cycle of the signal, base emitter junction is reverse bias and no current flows in the circuit. As a result of this, there is no output due to a negative half cycle of the signal, which is unfaithful amplification. Now introduce a battery source VBB in the base circuit as shown in figure. See here, for here that is a faithful amplification. Here this battery is introduced in that circuit. The magnitude of VBB should be such that it keep the input circuit forward bias even during the peak of negative half cycle of the signal. When no signal is applied, the DC current IC will flow in the collector circuit due to VBB. This is known as zero signal collector current. For faithful amplification, proper zero signal collector current must flow. See in figure, consider a simple common emitter amplifier circuit. See here, in common emitter circuit, collector current IC here is controlled by the base current IB. See, this collector current IC is controlled by the base current IB. In transistor, large collector current is flowing corresponding to a very small resistance. Therefore, with input signal applied to the base, a very small change in a base current produce a much more large change in collector current. Thus, a small signal applied at input, seen figure here, input terminal, a very large signal is obtained at the output terminal of the output at the collector of the transistor is here as shown in figure. The process of raising the strength of a small signal without any change in its general shape is known as faithful amplification. For faithful amplification, these conditions must be maintained: proper zero signal collector current, minimum proper base emitter voltage, and minimum proper collector emitter voltage. Proper minimum base emitter voltage. For the faithful amplification, the base emitter voltage VBE should not fall below 0.5 volt. For germanium transistor and 0.7 volt for silicon transistor. Now, for faithful amplification, proper zero signal collector current must flow, and second condition, that is proper minimum base emitter voltage. So, for faithful amplification, the base emitter voltage VB should not fall below 0.5 volt for germanium, and for silicon, that is 0.7 volt. If base emitter voltage VBE here as shown in figure, VBE falls below this value during any part of the signal, that part will be amplified to the lesser extent due to small collector current. This will result in unfaithful amplification. Now, third point, that is proper minimum collector emitter voltage at any instant. For faithful amplification, the VCE should not fall below 0.5 volt, and to germanium and transistor, and 1 volt for silicon transistor. If VCE falls below this value, the collector base junction is not properly reverse biased. This decreases the collector current and increase the base current. Thus, value of the base current decreases. This will result in unfaithful amplification. Now also we study here transistor biasing. The maintenance of proper collector emitter voltage and proper flow of zero signal collector current during the passage of signal is known as transistor biasing. Basically, the transistor biasing is made to keep the base emitter junction input circuit properly forward biased and collector emitter junction output circuit properly reverse biased. The transistor biasing can be achieved by two methods: by using a biased battery and second by using associate circuit with transistor. The second method is more efficient and is frequently employed. The circuit which provides transistor biasing is known as biasing circuit. Thank you.